Welcome, Hudson Valley, to this week's edition of In Touch, the public affairs and issues program that runs across Townsquare Media, the Hudson Valley radio stations. I hope you had a terrific Thanksgiving surrounded by those you care about and some good food. Turning from Thanksgiving, many people have Christmas on the mind. Today, we have a familiar voice. I'm speaking with Townsquare Media, the Hudson Valley's very own Nick Kessler, host of the WRRV Morning Grind. Besides hosting the Morning Grind, Nick has been spearheading WRRV's Shop with a Cop program for the last 6 years. Around the holiday season, Shop with a Cop events happen across the nation. When Nick brought the idea to WRRV, he wanted to unite the community through giving in a unique way. And it's been a staple of the Hudson Valley ever since. We invite you to join us and listen to a previously recorded conversation between Nick Kessler and myself here on In Touch. Hello, Hudson Valley. You're listening to another episode of In Touch, Townsquare Media, the Hudson Valley's public affairs and issues program. And we have a great episode. Actually, in-house, I get to interview one of my coworkers for this one.
I didn't have to go very far for this. Nice.
It was really fun. Right before this, he said it's weird being in the studio and you're being the one interviewed.
Anytime interviewed, it's weird.
Yeah.
Like I've had friends like, oh, you come on my podcast? Like, no. Don't want to. I don't like it. I don't like being interviewed. But this is for a good cause, though.
Absolutely. It's for a good cause. With us today, we have Nick Kessler, host of WRRV's Morning Grind, and also the founder of WRRV's Shop with a Cop, which we are here to talk about today. Now, Nick, let's just get right into it. What is Shop with a Cop?
It's so simple, right? Shop with a cop. You're shopping with cops. This is where we team up little kids here in the Hudson Valley. Well, not just little kids, but youth in the Hudson Valley. We partner up with a local police officer, and they do just that. They go shopping. It's at the Poughkeepsie Galleria. It's been there, I think, this is our 6th year now. So, all year long, we help raise funds for this to happen. It's going to be December 17th at the Poughkeepsie Galleria this year. So we will team up local police officers with these kids. They'll get a gift card. The officers will get a gift card to give to each child, and they just run around the mall and buy whatever they want.
That's fantastic. It was really cool being there last year. Last year was my first Shop with a Cop, and it was a great crowd, great group of kids. The police officers were terrific working with the kids. Heck, we even got Santa to stop by.
Oh, yeah. We had a big celebrity guest.
I know. Do you think we've all been good enough again this year that we'll get another?
Maybe you've been good enough. I don't know.
We'll see. We'll see how that all goes, but wouldn't that be cool to see Santa again? So you said that Shop with a Cop has been going on for 6 years now. So run me through the inception of Shop with a Cop. Very simple idea, as it's right there, Shop with a Cop. But like, what was it? What was that initial idea that got everything started?
Yeah, well, actually, I started this in a radio station I worked at in Albany.
Okay.
And we brought it here. And I had noticed that police officers, and even then, were starting to get painted in a negative light in the media. And I know these guys. Yeah. I hang out with these guys. These are my friends. These are guys in the community, women too. And they're not like that. And how do we kind of, break that stigma? How do we kind of fight that? How do we combat that? And giving kids Christmas presents, I thought, was one of the best ways to do it.
No, it's really cool because here police officers are, to many of us, real-life superheroes. They're coming to the rescue. They're helping us on a daily basis.
But they're also fathers.
Yeah.
And husbands, they're people, So there's just like a very human connection here and puts them to a very human level. And I think as a father now, I think you are who you are around like a little kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you are this sweet, nice person around this kid, like that is you. It's like the same with puppies. That's who you are.
Yep.
And that's who you see come out at this event.
No, that's really incredible. Now, you mentioned about being parents and all that. You are a parent now. That not something that you were when you started Shop with a Cop. Has your vision, your mindset, how you perceive Shop with a Cop changed now being a father?
A little bit. I think it makes it harder for me to think of like not being able to give my child gifts. I mean, like it's such a very materialistic thing in a way, but every kid wants to celebrate. Every kid wants a gift, wants something under the tree, something to unwrap. And times are tough. They've been tough. I mean, they were tough before COVID. Let's not kid ourselves. And I just couldn't imagine being a father, not being able to provide for your kid on a day as special as this. So I think this is just a way to just help out those families who are really struggling.
Yeah. No, it's a great way in order to do that. One thing that I think is really interesting and unique about Shop with a Cop is the fact that you hand out the gift cards instead of just, giving, collecting toys and then just giving the toys and seeing how that all works. You're giving them gift cards and letting them have the shopping spree on their own. What was the idea behind that? Why did you want to do that? And why do you see that as the way to go, a very positive way to go with this?
Yeah, well, all these toy drives are great, but if you look at what they're bringing in, it's just that it's toys, and that doesn't really help the 12, 13, 14, 15-year-old, maybe even 16-year-old, who needs a pair of jeans, who needs some new shoes, who needs a winter coat, the kid who needs underwear. I don't know, So that is we wanted to let them get their own gifts, and a lot of times these kids buy gifts for somebody else. They're buying gifts for mom and dad. They're buying something for their teacher who maybe nominated them. So that was kind of why we wanted to stick with the gift cards, and specifically like Visa gift cards, so they can get whatever they need. Maybe they want to buy food afterwards, groceries. They could do that. They can do that at Target. That's why the gallery is a great place. There's so many different options there.
Oh, incredibly so, definitely. I like what you said there. That was a viewpoint that I really didn't have with it. I think that's a great way of putting it. One thing that I really liked about the gift card option, and I don't know if you've thought about this, it makes everybody included in the process. A sense of fulfillment for the parents or the caregivers, where, as we were talking before, times are tough, and it's a really horrible feeling when you feel like you can't provide. So then when you have the gift cards now, you're giving them that chance to provide, and at the same time, you have the families all together. Everybody is happy, smiling, and you're able to see everything come together. That's the way I looked at it, and I thought that was a beautiful thing. But then what you said right there about it's more than just toys, it's about the general needs, whatever that might be. That's incredible. That's something I didn't even think of.
Yeah.
No, that's good.
They open up this card because the officers give them this little envelope, and they open it up and they go, "What is this?" Because we don't tell them; it's a surprise, and we tell them that you're here because you're a great, you were a great kid, you did really well in school, and all that, which is true because a lot of these kids who are nominated, they're nominated for a reason because they are great kids. And they open up the card, they see the gift card, and I still don't really know what it is. Oh, is this $20? Is it $50? When they find out there's hundreds of dollars in there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, how, when you remember being that age, that's life-changing money.
Absolutely.
That's life-changing money for a kid or a teenager.
I remember I got my first $100 check. I told my grandmother, I'm rich.
Yeah, I'm moving out. But yeah, so this is life-changing money for a kid. And then think, again, as a parent who, wow, now I can focus on paying the heat bill this month or my car payment or rent. I don't have to worry about this. So let us handle that. And we'll take care of it for you.
Shop with a Cop wouldn't happen without our incredible sponsors. Sherwood Tile is a family-owned and operated floor covering store in the beautiful Hudson Valley. From concept to completion, they guide their customers through anything they may need for an upcoming floor project. They welcome residential, commercial, and contractors alike. Book an appointment today to have one of their qualified design consultants guide you through the tile selection process. More info on Sherwood Tile in the In Touch tab on the website of the radio station you're currently listening on. I want to take a moment to thank one of our sponsors. We appreciate Hoagie Bar Michaels for their generous support with Shop with a Cop. Hoagie Bar Michaels in New Windsor is one of the Hudson Valley's top sports bars, specializing in award-winning wings, amazing burgers, and even better service. For more on Hoagie Barmichaels, visit the In Touch tab on the website of the radio station you're currently listening on. You're listening to In Touch, Townsquare Media, the Hudson Valley's Public Affairs and Issues program. We have our very own Nick Kessler of WRRV with us talking about Shop with the Cop today. And we've been talking about, how the kids get the gift cards and all that. But you've been doing this for 6 years. You obviously have to have some fun stories from it. I've only been there for 1 year, but there was one thing that it came out to me where it was stood out. This one little girl last year, I saw her as she opened up the gift card. She looked at it for a second and then just looks up at her mom and just goes, Build-A-Bear?
Yeah.
And it was just the sweetest little face. And the mom just goes in for a hug immediately. It's like, yes, honey, Build-A-Bear, we can go. And it's just, I thought that was so touching and so adorable. Is there anything, it doesn't have to be necessarily super adorable, but do you have certain moments or memories that stick out for you?
It's tough because there's so many of them. And
that's great.
And you've seen it once these kids get their cards, that's where we kind of end everything, because once the kids get these cards, they take off. Yeah. They're gone. It really goes by the blink of an eye. These kids get this cash and they're gone, as they should be. But but kind of like what you said, I've seen a lot of kids, once they get the gift cards, look at their parents is this real? They almost think they're getting punked. They've never seen this kind of money, and it's almost like they need to ask permission to spend it. Yeah. And I think, Build-A-Bear is always a popular one. I think I know we've got the video on our YouTube page, on WRV's YouTube page, but there was one where a kid, I think it was the first year we did it, a kid had spent all of her money already, and the officer, because they become friends after the experience a lot of times, and the officer actually took her own money and bought this girl a Build-A-Bear. Oh my God. So that was really memorable with me, but there's just too many. It's not, I'm sure there's a lot of other ones. They're escaping me, because it's every year there's something that you see, like what you had. There's something you see, that's just awesome. Yeah. And like I said, they really do make a friend for life. My wife she's a police officer. She's participated a couple of years, and she always gives them her work number, and sometimes they call. Sometimes they call needing an Uber or a ride or something like that. So, this is it's fun Christmas or holiday stuff, but it's also you're building relationships, and we're trying to instill some faith in the justice system, or as the police departments and stuff, that these are people, and they are your friends. Yeah, if you're not breaking any laws.
Absolutely, and even if you do find yourself in trouble, you have a connection then to be hey, I need help. What do I do? What do I do? And somebody to be able that you can trust and help walk you through that's huge. That's why we have so many substance abuse programs, because people don't know where to go, and they can trust these people. They have things all over the place. Just building those relationships and building that trust, it's incredible, and it's a good thing to have as you're growing up, especially depending on where you're living, how you're living, and all that. I'm glad that they've been able to make those connections still. That's really good. So we've been doing this for a few years. I've only had the 1 year, and last year it felt relatively normal to me. But 2 years ago, I don't know what that was 2020, you had the pandemic and everything. How was that? How was Shop with the Cop changed? Did you even have it at that time? And how do you think things have adapted since then?
Yeah, I was very adamant about still having it, though things were very different. I actually had COVID, so even if we were going to have it in the normal sense, I wouldn't have been able to go at the time, because this was right when everything started to close and people really started to get sick. So I actually caught COVID and I couldn't do it, but I'm we still got to collect money. And thankfully we've got some great sponsors. Some sponsors come back every single year. Sherwood Tile in Newburgh, they've sponsored it. They've donated money every year we've done this. Wow. A significant amount. And now they're a sponsor. Hoagie Barmichaels is a sponsor. Town of Poughkeepsie PBA is always helping out. Dutchess County Sheriff's donating a good amount of money this year. So we have some great help. And we did it. It was like a drive-through pickup. The families, we still were able to help out like 20-something families. It was a drive-through, and we gave them the gift card and said goodbye. We couldn't really hang out or shop with the cop, but the cops actually kind of delivered the gift cards to the cars as they drove in the station parking lot. Best we could do, but last year it was back, and this year it's returning, and it's going to be even bigger this year. I can already see that we're going to help out a lot more families.
That's terrific. No, because I remember last year, I remember still bringing my mask and everything, and people still had that. But otherwise, we were able to be together, able to feel like a community, feel like we actually got to enjoy an event where people could be with each other. COVID time, you didn't have that. There was still a lot of events last year around the same time where that wasn't happening. And the mall is such a great place because not just the fact that like you can easily shop there, there's a lot of open space.
Yeah. And that's why I was really adamant about doing it again and not taking a break, because as we said, things were tough before. Yeah. We were full every year. Now with COVID, I was like, I think we actually raised more money during the pandemic.
Doesn't surprise me.
Because we needed to help more families at that point. And so it was very important to do it.
Yeah. And already, as you said, looking to shape up and have even more and make this so big. I think that's incredible. Shop with a Cop will be nothing without the Town of Poughkeepsie PBA. When making your monetary donations, you can mail in or drop off your donations to our station located at 2 Pendel Road in Poughkeepsie, New York, 12601. But please make all checks payable to the Town of Poughkeepsie PBA. We thank our local police force for their commitment to the Town of Poughkeepsie and for their continuous support of Shop with a Cop. Besides mailing in your donations or dropping them off at the studio in person, look out for Nick at the Poughkeepsie Galleria on Saturday, December 3rd. He's going to be driving the Shopper Shuttle, helping you transport all of your holiday goodies to your car with ease and in style. The Shopper Shuttle is a fundraiser for Shop with a Cop, and any amount that you're able to donate is appreciated. Again, Nick will be around at the Poughkeepsie Galleria with the Shopper Shuttle on December 3rd from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Again, you're listening to In Touch, Townsquare Media, the Hudson Valley's Public Affairs and Issues program. We got Nick Kessler from WRRV talking about WRRV's Shop with a Cop. Again, when is Shop with a Cop going to be, Nick?
So it's December 17th. That's when we send the kids off at the Galleria. Now, it's not really like a big public event, but we're raising money all the way up until then. So now if you go to WRRV.com, you can find out how to donate. We take checks payable to the Town of Poughkeepsie PBA. They're the ones handling the money for us. And so you could donate there, or maybe you know a kid or a family that's going through a tough time, that's struggling this holiday season. You can also anonymously, I'll make sure I can say that right.
You said it right the first time.
Anonymously nominate a child at our website as well. Maybe you're a teacher who sees a family struggling. Maybe your neighbor. Maybe it's your grandkids. I don't know. Don't even care. Just you can nominate them if they need some help.
That's fantastic. Is there any limitation when it comes to age, region, anything people should keep in mind in regard to that?
The Hudson Valley area. I mean, I think we've had all the way up to Kingston come down. Mm-hmm. We haven't gotten a lot of nominations from Newburgh.
Okay.
You're more than welcome. Mm-hmm. So, Orange, Ulster, Dutchess, Sullivan, Rockland County. Where if you need help, we will do our best to get you. Make sure you have a bright holiday. So I have yet to turn people down,
and that's great.
I don't want to. That's why we need the money. That's why we need more money.
Heck yeah. Awesome. Is there any last comment that you just want the people listening to know about Shop with the Cop, or just something to keep in mind for the holidays?
Gosh, that was a suggestion. Just you know what? It's a special time. It really is, but it's not all Hallmark movies for everybody.
Yeah.
Some people, and you may not know it, are really going through a tough time, and if the adults are struggling, how do you think the kids are feeling? They and then especially as they get a little older, which is why we love helping out. The age limit I would say is probably 18. We don't have adults, but
that's fair.
The 13 to 16-year-olds are very aware
Yeah.
of what's going on. And so, like, why would you not want to try to help raise their spirits a little bit at a very tough time?
Yeah.
So help us out.
Very well said, Nick. Thanks so much for coming on.
I don't know if
Touch.
it was very well said, but
I think so.
It wasn't very poetic, but the best I could.
Very good. Again, thank you so much for coming on. And again, check out the WRRV website for more information with Shop with the Cop.
This has been this week's edition of In Touch, the public affairs and issues program that runs across Townsquare Media, the Hudson Valley radio stations. We want to give a big thank you to Nick Kessler for coming on. For more information on Shop with the Cop, you can visit WRRV.com or visit the In Touch tab on the top of the website of the radio station you're currently listening on. Being that this episode is our Thanksgiving weekend episode, I figured I'd take a moment to express some gratitude. This episode marks my 12th show since taking over In Touch. First of all, it is such a pleasure and incredible learning experience working with Patty Quinn. Though you may not hear her on In Touch as often as you used to, she is still a huge support behind the scenes. She's made me feel right at home in this new position, and her guidance has made things run so smoothly. Secondly, I want to thank all the guests that I had a chance to speak with over the last few months. Your perspectives have been so insightful, and our discussions have been perfect examples of how much the Hudson Valley has to offer. I appreciate your stories, and I'll work to kindle our new connections. Third, I want to thank all my coworkers here at Townsquare for being so open and encouraging. Our laughs, our tears, and our moments of growth and learning have meant the world to me. Fourth, I want to thank all my friends and family. From the beginning, I had people writing in through the app or messaging on social media pages wishing me well and telling me that they're listening from wherever they are. It makes me feel heard, and I'm so glad that everyone's enjoying it. My parents have been so supportive of this job, and they're happy to see me in a position that I love. And my girlfriend. Though we may not see each other every day, the encouraging snaps and messages that you send throughout the day make me feel your company. I'm blessed to have such an incredible network around me. Lastly, I want to thank you for listening. Thank you for liking and subscribing to our pages online. Not just that, but thank you for reading and sharing all the articles associated with In Touch. We do this for you, and at the same time, you make this all possible. If you haven't checked us out online yet, you should. On every Townsquare Media, the Hudson Valley radio station homepage, so WPDH, WRRV, The Wolf, and Light FM, there's a tab specifically for In Touch for you to find episodes and articles. Not just that, we also have a brand new YouTube channel along with Facebook and Instagram pages. You can find us on YouTube under In Touch, a Townsquare Media, the Hudson Valley production, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram at InTouch_HV. Whether you have a topic you want discussed or you want to be a guest, the best way to contact us is through our office number, 845-471-1500, or email direct to connor.walsh@townsquaremedia.com. Just remember, that's Connor with just one N. That, and you can also use all of our social media platforms. I've been your host, Connor Walsh. Until next time, stay curious, keep an open mind, and as always, I'm glad we get to spend some time. Cheers to the holiday season.